I was criticized sometimes for being too drastic cutting my tree. This tree is essentially everything is dead. Hi, I'm miltonchang of bonsaiheirloom. This is a bonsai we did about, I would say 6-9 months ago. It was very sparse. There's hardly any growth. You can see how much has grown in the period since the last video. The origin of this tree was that it was an upright tree. Think of it this way. This tree was up, kind of turning, and then this is the apex, and then it's got a side branch this way and a side branch that way. So it's like an upright tree like that and like that. And that side of it died off, the top and all that. And so the only remaining is the side, one branch on the side, which is this one. Very sparse, and what do? I hate to throw it away. I had it for a very long time. This was started in a 40-inch pot that I bought at a nursery, and I play with it, probably 40 years. And so I finally play around with it and turn it to the side, make one of the sides to go up, and it become a very interesting cascade. And in the last video, I broke that one as I was trying to bend it, and I used strings to hold it together, and you can see it survived. So long as you break a branch, so long as the bark is still connected, it may survive, and that's what I did. Frankly, I don't really care about this branch anymore. It kind of distracts from the main design. So if it makes it, fine. If it doesn't, I'll make this into a gin and maybe just to break off the part that's broken. But you can see it's growing quite nicely. It may do well and then become part of the design. 2 points I want to make. One is that you can salvage your tree by looking at it at a different point of view, and you may just find the angle. I think this could be a very spectacular cascade tree, semi-cascade tree. And also, I was criticized sometimes for being too drastic cutting my tree. But as I always say, unless you make the drastic cut, how will your tree become drastic? And that's how quickly it grew in 6 or 9 months. It grew probably not much more than this to this much. It will grow back. Nature will take care of itself to grow back, to give you the design opportunity. So today then, I'll carry the next step to clean it up a little bit, and then also to reshape it so that the growth will go in the direction that I want. So if I take a look at it, I can see this tree is coming up like this. So that's the apex, obviously, and that's a lower branch. And then this branch can be the lower branch. It's pointing up a little bit before it goes down, but that's okay. Nature have a tree that's growing this way and then decide that it need to go this direction, and that's how it's formed. So with that in mind, then I will cut off the redundant branches so that the energy will go into the branches that I want it to grow to be as part of my design. And then I also clean off, like peeling this dead bark off to make it a little bit natural. I'm a little bit opposed to put lime sulfur to make the dead part contrast with the light part to be red, and whereas the dead part becomes white. I think it's a little bit too stark, but I'd rather let it be natural, kind of the brown everywhere as it would be found in nature. So in a way, I can think of this as a double trunk in a cascade way. This one is one trunk, and this way is another trunk. So you can have one little apex there, one little sub-apex that's a little bit lower going the other way. So with that in mind, that is what I would do towards making this design. So like I have a branch going back. So what I would do is that I would make this branch the apex. In fact, it would probably shake you up by saying, I'm going to cut all of this off, leave that little green to become my apex, so that someday I will have a branch going this way for the lower branch. And I may even cut this off to make this one comes up and then branch going down. And then I have branch going this way and that way. Again, it seemed like the cut is drastic, but it will bounce back very quickly. So this is my sub-apex. This one comes up, it's going to grow like this, and then going to come down like that. And I have plenty of time to rework that. Now, I need to work on this main branch, and I would say for this branch, you want this to grow up, maybe come out this way and then this. So I will cut off this a little bit to, hopefully this will shoot out to give me some side branch, but I may even cut that off. I'm poodling it in the sense of trying to make that into a imaginary pad for the branches to grow into it eventually. This part is growing this way, and this tree is coming up this way. So this is the apex, right, obviously. And I would say you want this to grow out this short, and this is kind of like protruding into the other side. I'd rather have a tree that it's like this, and then this is part of the design for the triangle, and then this is reaching out. So that's a triangle. So this branch will actually go. I mean, it seemed like incredible that this big branch will go, but if it's not in the design, I'll get rid of it. And then what I'll do, I will make it into a gin right after I cut it, because that's when it's very easy to peel the bark off to make it into a clean gin. So if you look at the front then, you can see this is the apex coming up, and this way the branch going down. I had to figure out exactly which direction they go. But basically you will wind up having a triangle that's offset this way, and that's your triangle, right? Okay, so I cut this branch off to make it a gin because I didn't want this one coming long and that side also long, but make it introduce the asymmetry. So now let me work on the apex first. I think this is a nice apex. You see, this one is coming up like this. Let that go up, and then these can come down from the imaginary apex by poodling, pads by poodling it. And this is the apex. Again, it looks bare, but it will come back quickly so that I can see where I'm going with the design. So basically what I do is that I do drastic cutting and then leave it alone so that it would, nature takes over to direct the growth of the tree. Then I reshape it again. So like this branch, I like it to grow down and see what happens next as nature will be in the forest. So you can see this tree is essentially everything is dead, except there's a line feeding this from back here up there to feed this tree. And you can see if I take something, some people will use a grinding wheel or polishing wheel to get rid of all the dead bark to expose to the wood, which is nice. And I can take my time and probably use the electric device to do that. But you can see this is essentially all dead, but there's a feeding line that goes from here to all the way up. And then this is the front. So basically, let me summarize about this tree. This was a very old tree that I started, a bonsai. I started from I would say 40-inch or 36-inch nursery box. It was a tall juniper. I cut off all of that to form into a tree. That's basically kind of like little turning, and then one big branch going out that way, and then that's kind of like a informal upright. But then one side of the tree died and the top, and only one of the side main branch was still alive. And so I want to tilting this, the apex before, and that's a side branch or side branch here. And then I took the one main branch on the side and turned it up to make it a cascade. And I cut it back drastically, and now you can see it's growing back to give me the design opportunity to turn it into something quite different, quite drastic as a cascade. So it could be a nice tree. So I did the drastic cut about 6 or 9 months ago, and I'll do that likewise about 6 or 9 months from now, and to do the next shaping. And then the other thing is I broke this branch when I was working on it, and I used a string to tie it all together, and it's coming back. So, you know, it's okay when you're a little bit rough with a tree, but you just gotta try to salvage it if you can. If not, change your design to minimize that. But you can see this tree is so much interesting turns, and that's what shows the age, and that's what makes the tree look, bonsai look venerable. So with that in mind, then, that's all I will do to this tree for now, and please stay tuned for the next update, which I will do from time to time. With that in mind, then, I thank you for watching. I hope you like it. Please click like. I appreciate that. And subscribe to our channel. Tell a friend. You know, I think it's a good bonsai channel to share my ideas, my experience. Send us your email address so we can put you on our mailing list. So thank you very much. Until next week.